awesome viewers, welcome to AC Studio. So if you watched my last video, I have already reviewed the Warrior, but the video was a little bit too long. So I have the Termagant as a second part of this video. And I already mentioned in the previous video, I'm very excited with the Tyranids because I, as an ultramarines collector, I need the arch enemies, to fight my ultramarines army, and I've been waiting this for 3 years, since I started collecting JOYTOY Ultramarines figures, and I'm really excited with these figures. By the way, I got these figures from Carcass Toy, and if you use my exclusive discount code, you can get a 6% discount on all the JOYTOY acid rings and other figures they have on the website. Please have a look at the website. You can see they have a huge range of figures, not just JOYTOY and acid ring, and they have Transformers, higher toys as well. So please have a look at the website and see what you like, and also use my code to support this channel as well. This video we're gonna look at the Termagants with the Fleshborer. I got two Termagants together because I think having two Termagants together with the Warrior in the middle will looks really good. So that's why I got two, and they're not very expensive anyway. They are roughly like 40 US or something like that. So they are the cheapest JOYTOY 40k figures out there at the moment. So why not have a quick look at it? So alright, so I'll put this one aside for the time being. So this is the box art, and I really love this horizontal presentation of the box art. And in the back, yep, and it doesn't have a lot of accessories, and it got this gun and the tongues here as well. Yeah, so anyway, let's open it. Alright, let's have a look. Oh, okay. Interesting packaging. Okay, clear base again. Alright. They're all facing the back, isn't it? Just like the Warrior. So that is the fun part of it. Oh, the sculpting looks really cool. Alright, anyway, as you can see in the box, they gave you a short tongue and a long tongue. So these are really cool accessories to me. I think that is really funny. You can actually change the the look of the figure. So if you open the jaw, you can see there is a hole here around there, and then what you can do is you either put the short tongue, but because it is very short, so I cannot really able to fit it with my fingers. It's very hard to reach. So what I do is I use a tweezers, which I use for model making, and just put it in there, right? Like that, just like that. Yep, okay. So you can put a tongue in there, like that, or like the other figure I have, I already put the long tongue in there. Yeah, and like this. See the differences here? Like that. Pretty cool, isn't it? So I think these accessories are really interesting because give the Termagants different characters, or different emotion. Although the tongue accessories is a little bit weird, I like them. Anyway, next one, and then the next one is a Fleshborer. Very nice, kind of like a gun. I call it a gun. And the details is exactly the same, as the color of the body. Yeah, the sculpting very organic as well, and they have the black armor piece at the top, or fins, or whatever you call them, but it doesn't really have any like light color highlighting on the raised edges, but it has the purple wash on it. Okay, but yeah, that's it, that's what it is. Looks alright. And then what you do, you put it in the hand, got this little chip or pipe, and then you connect the pack onto the pipe. So you put the handle into the hand like that, very easy to put in, and then you just put the pack in there. Done, that's it. And then what you do afterwards is you can have it just like what the box art has shown you, right? To hold it at the bottom. So give me a sec. So like that, done. Looks really good as well. So I think the posture looks really natural. You can see it hold the gun, quite naturally. Yeah, and even that looks really good. I don't know whether this hole is actually for the thumb to go through, but yeah, look like that. So you can see, looks really good, isn't it? I really like the pose of the Termagant holding the Fleshborer. And next, let's have a look at the details of the figure. You can see the figure, the sculpting looks very good. I think this sculpting, in my personal opinion, looks even better than the Warrior. Look at the details on the chest part at the bottom part of the figure. Look at that. Look at how amazing the sculpting really is, right? JOYTOY definitely are really good at the sculpting of the figure. I mean, it looks so realistic. It looks like a real reptile or something like that, right? And then you look at the top part as well. I think the only downside is JOYTOY didn't put enough kind of like highlighting on the raised edges of all the armor pieces here, so that, you know, if you look far away, you can really see the details. But, you know, if they highlight the details, I think the figure will look even much better. It will really make the details stand out much more. So it's a bit of a waste, you know, like JOYTOY did so well on the details, yet the painting is just, you know, ordinary. Yes, I know in the previous video I mentioned this is a toy, but if you look at the warrior, you see they put more kind of like highlighting on the raised edges. They're pretty much everywhere, right, on the figure, right? But you can see here, they don't really put as much highlighting on it. So yeah, it's kind of like a downside of this figure. Consider how good the details are. Honestly speaking, I think the sculpting of this is much more sophisticated as compared to the warrior, because as you know, you can see the warrior is much bigger in scale. But in the Termagant, you know, the scale is much more smaller, thus it is much harder to do. And then back to the head sculpt looks really nice. It is so lively that it looks so realistic. You know, the sculpting of the teeth, you know, the jaw, all the details looks really cool. And I think the sculpt looks even better than the warrior's head. So I really like this. And again, similar to the warrior, you know, you got all this organic sculpting on the hands. And look at that, that looks really good. Look at every single details. You captured the figure really well. And even if you look at the claw, you can see this little detail here, right? Everything sculpted in such a nice way, you know, like every single details are there. And the whole, you know, figure is, you know, full of details. There's no place that doesn't really have details on it. So it looks really good. But it doesn't have any highlighting on the foot. It's just a black color, but this one got a bit of purple wash on it. As I mentioned, warrior got 27 points of articulation, and this one, see how many they have here, right? So jaw is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26 here. So there are 26 points of articulation in this little figure. So that is amazing. The articulation, okay, even though yes, you got 27 points of articulation, but I do see some of the shortcomings in the articulation. This is not really because of the joints or anything, it's because of the sculpting, right? For example, sometimes, you know, I tend to move the arms further apart if I want to move out a bit. But because, you know, the shoulder here is, you know, clashing with this, you know, hard plastic armor piece here, so you can only maximize just that much, and that's the end of it, right? You cannot even do 90 degrees. Well, you can push it if you like, but if you, the more you push it, the more you damage the pack, or you stretch the pack, right, making the plastic weaker. So it's something that I do not want to do. And also, for example, on the elbow, it can just do barely well, 80 or 70 degrees. You can't even do 90 degrees here, right? And then on the second arm here, so you got this hinge joint which twists out, but again, you cannot able to twist out at 90 degrees. So this is the best thing you can do. You see that much? That's the end of it, right? Because once again, when it twists up, right, you see the shoulder is, you know, clashing with the armor piece here. So if they allow a little bit more space here, I definitely think you can do 90 degrees, but this one cannot. And also this one on that side, you see, you cannot do 90 degrees. Just that's it, that's a maximum range of movement. And then the upper arm as well, you see, that's it. And even worse than the lower one, see? So these are the kind of like design shortcoming. Even though yes, you got articulation, but you cannot move out much. I tend to, when I pose my figure, or just play with it, right? I tend to move out the arms, but up to a certain point, I still want to keep on doing it, and then I realize, oh no, hold on, I have to stop. I can't do it anymore. And then so the legs is fine. It's just a very short leg, but it's still got the knee joint, and then got another one on the shin here, which is just slight movement, not too bad. And then here you got a bow ankle, and also I will let you know that the connectors, you need to be very careful with them because they're very small. And it just feels really weak, you know, like in particular the elbow on the second arm here, right? Exactly the same size as some of these older, JOYTOY figures. such as the Death Corps, it just feels really weak. At the same time, because it has a very limited movement, you always tend to move out more than expected. So you always try to push it out a little bit more, and that could damage the connector as well. So you need to be careful of that. And in particular, when you try to turn it, you need to very careful with that, right? I did not really dare to turn too much. It can't rotate a bit like that, right? But you know, the side armor here, or side piece here, is actually blocking it from doing it, right? But you can still keep on doing it. You see, I can do it, but nah, I don't want to break it. So you need to handle the Termagant's figure very carefully, because the joints seems very small and very weak, and also because the figure, the most of the weight are at the front rather than the back, right? It is a little bit tricky to pull sometimes. It always fall forward. It's a little bit tricky to make it stand sometimes, but yeah, just need a bit of time to do that right. So wrapping up the video, I really love these Termagants. I think this Termagant looks really good. The sculpt of the figure is so good that it looks so realistic. You know, it looks like a real animal or I don't know, creature or monster. The painting looks good, but I think the purple armor or the fins or whatever you call them needs a little bit more highlighting on it. I think that will look even better. But like what I said in the Warriors video, look, at the end of the day, it is just a toy, right? But as a toy, the standard is very good already. In terms of articulation, look, it got all the articulation you need, but the range of movement is a little bit limited. But otherwise, I think the Termagant figure is really well done by JOYTOY. Very dynamic, looks really good, and it is not too expensive as well. So I highly recommend the Termagants. I'm quite sure, you know, if you collect the Warrior, you must have the Termagants. I'm quite sure rarely anyone will just order Warrior or just order the Termagant and then skip the other one. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and let me know what you think if you got this figure. And I hope you like this video, and then I will catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.